Hey, this is Jim Shiner with Restoration Uganda. Thank you so much for watching this short video report. You can always check out more information at restorationuganda.com. What I want to do today, it's been about 3 or 4 months, give you a quick update on our mission trip we're taking next month, as well as the fact that school is in progress in our schools in Uganda and our boarding section. A lot of exciting things happening there. So let me first tell you about our mission trip and how you can be involved. We have 11 persons that are traveling from Spokane, leaving on March 17th. We'll be in country for 10 days. While we're there, as always, we're going to take pictures, videos, hopefully, of your student, see your student, maybe deliver gifts. If you have something you want to send your student, we'll talk about that, a letter, a picture. Also, our team is going to be involved in doing some ministry, some type of games for the kids. We're going to do some teaching in the classroom, share the gospel with them, as well as doing some crafts. One of the cool things this year we've never done is we had somebody purchase a bunch of music recorders. And for the high school students, we're going to be teaching them how to play and leaving these recorders with them as well. As always, we'll try to take a group of kids in the primary 6, primary 7 on a field trip to the zoo. We'll be doing a women's conference. That's part of what we're trying to do to minister to some leaders, ministering in the church, doing other things to help in outreach to the community. But I'm going to ask you to pray for our team. And here's the big thing. It's been a while since we've given you a chance to send something to your student. In fact, when my wife and I went last year, we were bringing gifts that you guys had sent us 2 years earlier or a year earlier. So you should have already gotten an email from Emily Howard, our administrative assistant. The deadline, if you want to get your items packed and sent to Uganda so we can deliver them to your students, March 1st. It takes us that much time to pack everything up. You can contact her, Emily, at restorationuganda.com. If you need more information, contact us, but send a letter, a picture. The gift has to be really small, something light. Cash is always great, 10, 20 bucks. We can exchange that into shillings. But really, it'd just be great to hear from you. Your student wants to get a picture of you, a short letter, something that can just connect them to you. Let me tell you that our schools are now open and fully operational. When I say fully operational, COVID has messed things up and kids are still coming back. We're still kind of in the midst of transition. But just as a reminder, I want to remind you that we have 3 completely different schools. We have a nursery, what you and I would call preschool, mostly 3, 4, and 5-year-old kids. Usually pre-COVID, we had about 100 students. Then we have 7 primary grades, primary 1 through primary 7, which actually would be like kindergarten through 6th grade. Again, pre-COVID, we had about 350 kids in this school. And then we have a high school that goes 6 grades, what would be equivalent here, 7th through 12th grade, senior 1 through senior 6. And again, so all 3 of these schools are operating all, what is that? That's like 15 grades of class are in session right now. Pastor Frank sent me this picture of him addressing our high school students just last month. This would be about 2 or 3 weeks ago as kids are coming back to school. But there are still kids trickling in. There are still some students we're finding out that haven't come back. We're doing our best to let you know. As you know, we bought this piece of land, the Vision, about 8 months ago. We've asked you, and you guys have been incredible in supporting this. We broke down the existing building that was there on this property, and we built a 2-story boarding section. Our long-term goal is 4 stories. But as I mentioned to you in my last video in October, we had transferred some donations from our high school building, as well as donations that came in to complete the basic shell of the building. But what I asked you for in October was about $40,000 more so that we could put a floor in, doors, windows, electricity, and beds so the students could live there. And I want to let you know that by God's grace, all of that money has come in. We have occupied the boarding section. This is kind of a rough picture of it. When I get there, I hope to get a lot better pictures than what I'm showing you. These are taken by my Ugandan friends. But as you can see, there are doors in it. There are windows there. We have electricity inside the building. We have beds. These are like triple decker beds that are there for the kids to, to stay in. The flooring is not done yet. That's why you see some type of plastic tarp on the floor. But we do have students actually living there. And this is favorable to them living at home because they're fed 3 meals a day. They have a mattress to sleep on. They can focus on their studies while here. But we've also had a couple of things happen is the city has required us to build a perimeter wall around our facility because this is actually a road right here we walk down. So you can see the wall has come up around our boarding section as well. And then a gate that keeps them in for security. Another exciting development, I got to tell you, there are 2 stories to this thing. And if you remember, we don't have a high school building. Our high school students have been meeting in places that we can shove them. So what we've done is we actually have the students staying right now in the 2nd floor, living here. But the rooms on the 1st floor we have turned into the high school classrooms. So senior 1, senior 2, senior 3, senior 4 are meeting there. This was taken from the first week of school, so the kids were just coming back and we don't have some of the grades, a lot of pictures, but senior 1, senior 2, senior 3, senior 4. The good news, our plan is still to build 4 complete floors on this facility. We have the foundation set for that. And because God has already provided what we need now, we are looking to expand. In fact, the basic construction for 2 more floors will cost us about another $60,000. Again, once that is done, we're going to have to try to do things like tile the floors, electricity. There's still a lot of work to be done. I got to tell you something God did a couple weeks ago. A couple called me up and donated a truck to our ministry. They live in the Seattle area. I went over, I literally picked up the truck. My son-in-law sold it. That gave us enough money to complete everything that we have done up till now and actually start putting money into the next phase. We also have another generous sponsor who says they're going to donate stock to our ministry, and it could be tens of thousands of dollars. So God is at work. I hope, again, next month when we come back from our trip to have more to report for you. Final word I want to give you right now is to just be patient because we're transitioning. We have students that have been attending other schools that we're trying to bring back to our school to put in our boarding section. We have families that have moved away. So the next couple months might require, you might get an email or contact from me saying, hey, your student is no longer here. Would you consider this student? But we're doing our best to try to now regain, as you know, oversight of those students. When they're in other schools, we can't control their education. We have no oversight over whether or not the kids are showing up. We can't control the fees, the quality of what's going on. So now with our boarding section, we're bringing students back, and all of our scholarships from this point forward will stay within our ministry here. But this will be a time of transition. Again, we're heading to Uganda next month, I think just 5 weeks away. Send us those letters, pictures by the end of this month. Again, if you have donations, you know where to send it. Thank you so much for praying for us and partnering with us for so many years.